Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at Under the Bridge, and it sounds like this. Hello guys and welcome to this Under the Bridge guitar lesson. I'm Thomas, and in this lesson we'll be covering all of the guitar parts to the song. So that is the intro, the verse, the chorus, the bridge, and then the outro, which is totally separate. They're really awesome parts. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this video and want to watch more or see more on this content, please head over to our website where you'll see write-ups for this videos, all of our other videos, and hundreds of hours of free guitar practice for you. So let's get started then. We're starting in the key of, well, D major. Actually, really the key is not really relevant because it goes through this kind of weird key change, and the song changes key about 3 times from the start, then to the main song, and then the outro is all different keys. But the first thing you'll hear is this iconic riff, and it's like the Little Wing of the 90s, you know. It's just so, once you hear that song, that riff, you go, oh, that is the guitar. So what that is D major in a C bar chord shape. So the shape that we're going to be using is coming off of this C chord, you're open. So what happened here is this is moving up 2 frets. So you're barring the 2nd fret with your first finger, and then with your pinky you're playing the root note of the shape, which is the 5th fret of the A string. 3rd fingers go into the 4th of the D, then you've got the 2nd fret of the G, and then your 2nd finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string. And then in order, the strings that you pluck in order are A and B together, and then D, G, D. So A and B, D, G, D, and then B, G. So that is your D part, and then you get this rundown. So that is 4th of the A, 2nd, 5th of the E, 4th, and then into your 2nd of the E string. And this is the root for the new chord, which is an F sharp major, and it's going to be coming off this E major bar chord shape. So that moves up 2 frets. So you bar on the 1st finger, then you've got the 4th of the A, the 4th of the D, and the 3rd of the G. Okay, so you've done this. And now the order the strings you're picking is E and B, A, D, A, G, D. Okay? So that's E and B, A, D, A, G, D. And it sounds like. And then you get another little run. Oh. So that run is 4 of the D, 2, 5 of the A, 2, and then this little hammer on from the 4th to the 5th. Okay? And now what's really tricky is from that hammer on, you have to hit the same string or the same fret of the B string that's in your D chord, because we've just gone D to F sharp back to D. And you've got to hit that. So that's really tricky to get that movement of your fingers in and have your fingers in the right place for the chord. So once you get that, I'll play it slowly for you. So we've gone F sharp. Oh, and the way I'm doing this on my right hand is I've got my pick in my normal position, and then I'm using my 3rd finger to pluck that B string. And then it's that tricky. So you gotta get your fingers in position just before you play the chord. So I played that 2nd fret of the A string, Now I'm going to play the fourth, and my second finger is going to go down in preparation. And you're going to do the hammer on to your pinky, and then bring your third finger over to the A strings, or to the D string. It's really tricky. But once you've got that, it goes to a slight change this time. So I'm going to take it from the hammer on. So hammer on, and it's A and B string, D, A. So like fast, like a doorbell. Okay, so it's A, D, A, G, and then the D. A, D, A, G, D, and then, so that's the B string, and you use your pinky to do this little hammer onto a pull-off, which is very common, like a little flourish or an embellishment you can put into these chords. So it's just B string, hammer on to the fifth, pull off, and then G string. Really tricky. Once you've got that down, it's D, E. So all you're doing there is taking this same shape, moved it up 2 frets, and then into the F sharp. So there's a lot of jumping around, and requires a lot of strength in your bar chords and your abilities to do that. So that's a really great example of using these chords really musically rather than strumming them. So you've gone D, E, F sharp, and it's just the same. So that loops round, and then just before you go to the verse, F sharp is the chord just before the verse, and you can do this. So you pick it the same way, but instead of doing the little run into the D major, you just go G, D, A string. Simple as that. Okay, so that is the intro, and that part of the song doesn't come up again, but it's so iconic. It's really quite strange. What an awesome riff that is, and really difficult for people who are just kind of getting into bar chords. Now, if you're happy with bar chords, you've been playing those for a while, I want you to look at the things that he's doing here. 1, arpeggiating the chord rather than strumming it, and 2, he's moving around little melodies between chords, and even in the chord he's adding these embellishments. There's such a wide range of ideas in there. I want you to take some of those and see if you can put them into other chord shapes and see what you can get out of them. So we move on to the verse now, and this is quite a simple chord progression. We're in the key of E now. We've properly established a key, and we're again, as John Frusciante does, using a lot of bar chord shapes, just your standard E and A shapes. So we're coming to an E major in an A shape. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm talking about your open A chord. Consider all of these as shapes that are movable. When you do that, you can start to change the position of them by utilizing bars. So if you heard me talk about that, that's what I mean. So the first one is an E major in an A shape, so just picture that A major. Now, you can kind of do it either with first finger and pinky cheating, as some people do, pinky or third finger, or you can do it the full usual way. It doesn't really matter. So we just, that's quite a common rhythm, right? So strum down, strum up, and then chop. Really common. It's and then push into the B. Alright, so it's E, then B, and this shape is coming from an E bar chord shape, but instead of playing an actual bar, he's taking some of the notes out. So get rid of that bar once you've got that chord in, and just play the notes that are on the A, D, G, and B strings. Without the bar, you get this. So that's on the A9, on the D9, G8, and B7. Okay, so, and you got more embellishments in here now. And you can see the embellishments are the reason that he doesn't play a bar, because he can get some weird sounds out when playing a bar that he doesn't want. So we've got this chord, give a strum, and then A, D string. So A, D, and then G string, and you bring your pinky, you play the G, hammer on to the 9th fret and pull off, go to the D string, and then back to the G string. So that's what it sounds like. And again, there's that hammer on pull off idea within a chord. Now to a C sharp minor. Take the shape that you've just played, move it up 2 frets, and go to, instead of on the G string, you should, if you move that shape, you should have 10. Make that 9. And now you've got a minor just from that E minor shape. This is our C sharp minor. And the way we're playing this is, so we're breaking the chord up. So sliding the A string, and then strum, A string, strum. And you get this broken up sound of the chord. So slowly. And now moving this exact same shape down. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets. We're playing a G sharp minor, so it's coming from this E minor bar shape. So down here, giving it a strum, and then moving up 1 fret and playing the same shape as you did for the the B major before. So instead of this minor shape, your second finger is going to the 6th fret of the G. And you've got an A major, right? And now the little embellishment here is, so again, pinky, so you strum it, and then you pluck the high E string, hammer on to the 7th fret with your pinky, pull off, and pluck the B string. So let's play this rotation of chords around nice and slowly and see if you can get the chord changes and the embellishments. So starting with the E. And then that just rotates. Some of the little licks change. So for instance, it might go. So the chords will stay the same except for that G sharp to A. So that only happens in blocks of 2, right? So if you imagine this chord progression, these 4 bars, going around twice. This is how you break this stuff up. Imagine it going around twice. The first of the 2 times, you will do the G sharp to A, and that little twiddle. The second time you will go straight from C sharp minor to A. And then you do this, E, B, G string. And that's the difference between the 2. First time G sharp minor, second time straight to A. And that's really what's going on there, okay? So breaking this progression up is this E major 7 chord. So you'll hear that strummed held chord. Now fingering for that is first on the 7th fret of the A, third on the 9th of the D, second on the 8th of the G, and 4th on the 9th of the B string. And you just strum it, and if you can get a bit of vibrato on that chord, just shake that. Alright, so a bit about the song structure. We've gone intro that we looked at, and then we take this slow version of the verse chords. So instead of all the, you play the same chords but just 1 strum each and no embellishments. Oh, if you listen, you then hear that chord, break it up, the E major 7, and then we go into the all that stuff. Okay, so following this then is the verse, or sorry, not the verse, the chorus, right? So we've got this. Very simple little chord loop. It's F sharp minor, E major, B major, and then just background again. So the first chord is F sharp minor. This is coming from an A minor bar chord shape. So bar the 9th fret, then we've got 11 on the D, 11 on the G, 10 on the B. So it's 1 and 2. So you're not hitting on the first beat, but the off beat. 1 and 2, and then to an E major. So same as before in the verse, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's the first bar of that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Second bar now, we're moving to a B major. So this is the same shape as this D major that we started the intro with. That's C major bar chord shape. Now this time your bar is on the 11th fret and your pinky will be on the 14th fret. So keep the same shape and move that there. And we've got 1 E and so we'll go into the 16th notes. 1 E and then to an F sharp minor, okay? That's on the off beat of 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a, okay? Really hard to count all that. So once we hit that F sharp on the off beat of 2, we do 4 or and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4. So a little bit faster for the context. Right? And now the glue that puts them together is this little bit after what we've just played. So that's mutes, and that is on the offbeat of 4. You go and, or the 16th note, sorry. So and 1 E and then back again. So when I'm saying and 1 E, those are the countings for the 16th notes. So I'll play the whole thing slowly for you. So just think of 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So not too difficult, some interesting rhythms there. Listen to that, listen to the song as well if you need a bit more help with the context of the rhythms and the phrasing. So that is the verse, or sorry, not the verse, the chorus. That makes up most of the song, and just listen to the song to get the exact amount of times everything happens, or the structure for it. So the last part of the song is the outro. So again, we've got another key change here. We're going to an A minor sound, although as you're about to say, it's a bit strange because the first chord I play is actually an A major despite being an A minor. So, and it's nice and simple, it's just an open A major, and I'm going to do it with these fingers, 2, 3 and 4, because of what's going to come next. A major, A minor, and then G major, but again this shape that we've seen a couple of times in the verse. So instead of barring an E shape on the 3rd fret, we're taking that chord, removing the high and the low E, and we're left with this. And this time you're strumming from the A all the way to the high E string, so you get this drone note running through. So, and there's the reason I did that A major instead of like this instead of this, because it's easy to get to the A minor, which is that. Okay, after the G, you're taking the same shape as G, moving it down 2 frets. Now it's an F major with that high E ringing out. Nice and simple, okay? And that is the bridge. You just loop that round and round. There's one little break you'll hear, and they do this as just a kind of way to break up the section. It goes a big jump, so you've gone from an F or a G down here, and you go F major 7 all the way up an octave above. So if you're interested in doing this, the chord is pinky on the 15th of the D, third finger on the 14th of the G, second finger on the 13th of the B, first finger on the 12th of the E string. So this is actually a really cool shape. He uses this quite a lot. It's a really lovely chord shape. It's major 7, and you can totally move it. Your root note is on the pinky. So this is an F major note, or F major 7, because the shape we're giving us is a major 7, and the root note is this note on the pinky, which is F. And it's just 16th note strumming. And then the next chord is an E7. So all you do is move that shape down 1 fret, and then your pinky goes down a further, or sorry, not your pinky, your first finger goes down a further fret. So now you've got on the D, or from the D string, 14, 13, 12, 10. So F major 7. And then a G. A G major 7, really strange harmony. There is no G major 7 in this key, but he's put it in anyway. So that G major 7 is the same shape as the F major 7, the first one we started this little block with, just up 2 frets. So F, then to an E7, now a G major 7, and then just back into our loop that we talked about before. So then the rhythm for this outro again, there's that very common down, up, and chop. So there we are. The last thing we can hear going on is it's a doubled guitar track. So, and we hear that little melody or that little line come in every once in a while. And that is just from an A minor pentatonic scale, and it's from the D string 5, 7, then G string 5, then D string 7, 5. Simple as that. Really effective. So guys, I hope that was useful. It's certainly an interesting song to learn on guitar, and it can really open up your perspective and kind of give you some cool concepts to try with your bar chords. So he's taken these simple chords that we all know how to play, and he's just changed them around in a way that makes them far more interesting. He's added some little melodies or little licks in between them, some little lines to get him from one chord to the other, and there's cool kind of offbeat rhythms that kind of give that song its forward momentum. So that's been it for me. Best of luck with the practice, and I'll catch you next time.